Hello traders, it's Tomek here from Nikos Trading Academy and welcome in my weekly Forex forecast for indices, gold, silver, oil and Bitcoin. First is DAX. We see the previous lines from the previous forecast. As you see, we set about potential breakout up or down or trades in this small range. So what happened now? It looks like price is breaking our 36 together with the support zone. If we draw trend line, we will also can see that price is breaking our trend line. But this chart is still difficult because it's not so obvious. This trend line is good line without doubt, but we can also draw different line, which will be here, and we will also, or we can even change the angle, draw it like this. Yeah. So we see that it's still a little bit unclear situation how price might behave here, because we can still have situation that, okay, we have breakout. Right now we'll get pullback and maybe price will go and retest this area again and then will continue to go up. Or this is already retest and maybe we will go up again to maybe retest the previous tops, or price will make new higher high. Because it's still on the weekly chart, we are still pointing up. We are above the 36 EMA, so it's not so clear. So if the situation is not so clear on the daily and the 4-hour chart, and you decide still to trade on the 1-hour or lower time frames, please keep in mind to lower your risk, okay? Because it's always safer to trade pairs or products where higher time frames are showing clear direction, clear perspective. Then it's always better and easier to find the trades on the lower time frames. If higher time frames is not so clear to read, it means also that we might get more noise on the lower time frames, which means spikes, false breakouts, and then you might have difficulties, especially on indices, to trade on the lower time frames. Okay. Okay, so let me just go to 4-hour chart right now. Let's see what we might get there. And on the 4-hour time frame, we had this breakout. You see, we had this breakout, and after this breakout last week, there was good option to look for short entries, definitely, because we had this clear area of range. Yes, and then we had breakout, and what we could have retracement and continuation. Yes, but right now it seems that it's not making continuation. But this was good option to try it. Of course, we know that we trade against main direction. Yes, still, even if price breaks this, we still have this trend line, and as long as this trend line might hold, we might have what? Uptrend. Yes, still okay. So short entries were a little bit aggressive in this case, but of course lower time frames were okay to try, because simply there is enough, we have good risk reward. So what happens now? We see that price is breaking the 36 EMA and breaking this resistance. So what might happen? Maybe you will have again option to go long to target this resistance, but maybe, because now it's difficult to say later on, if this is spike and price will go again down, then we can still look for short entries and target this trend line and the support zone. Yeah. So how we can achieve this? We see here this was our first option to go short. Yes, if we try to catch this, then we had another option to go short. Yes, here after this trend line breakout, but unfortunately price didn't continue. Yes, but all those short scenarios here were okay. Please keep in mind that you trade against main direction. Yes, that you do not trade with the higher time frame approach. So what we have on the 1-hour chart, price, you see it's breaking trend line, but this trend line is not so relevant still, because we have on the 4-hour chart, we have 36 EMA also. So it's clearly visible that let me just draw this new hour 2 to 3 line. It's clearly visible that the best way to trade this, it depends how this ends, because we have 2 hours after London open. If it continues to go up, then perfect. Then you look for long entries. Yes, buy opportunities, and then your target is up here on this resistance level. If this is false breakout, because this also might be that price just make this and will go down, the safest way is to wait for this trendline breakout and then look for possible short scenarios. Okay, so basically we would like to see clean breakout of this resistance here, the small one, and this trend line. Yes, and then we still here look for long entries, here look for short entries. But if you are even more aggressive and you want to scalp here, what you can do, because we are on the resistance on the 1 hour chart, yes, so what you can do, you can look for short entries and target this trend line. Okay, so if the risk reward is okay and this is false breakout, this is what you can do. If price reach this trend line, and you will see that price is not breaking this but is bouncing, is going up, what you can do, look for buy entries and target this resistance, and in case of the breakout you have long-term target here. So this is what we can do. Of course, keep in mind that the price action is not so clear here on the daily chart. On the 4 hour chart, it's also we had like a false breakout, price didn't continue. So keep in mind this and just lower your risk. If you risk 1%, lower the risk to 0.5 or 0.2. Yes, this is why we need risk management. Yeah, because if a lot of traders make the profits and then suddenly profits are going down, simply because if you trade in the good market behavior, if I can say like that, then it's everything is okay. But if the behavior change and you still use the same risk management and you will start to get more losing trades, then it's a problem. So that's why if you still want to trade but you are unsure about this, you have two choices: skip the trade and then don't cry about that, even if price goes in your direction, or just lower the risk. This is the best way, because you will be still in. Of course, if price goes in your way, you will not make same profits with the classic risk, but at least if you will if the market will be against you, then you will also not lose all your previous profits. Yes, so this is the best way to approach this. Yes, so that's why it's really always important to focus what price is doing on the higher time frames, because then we can clearly understand in which direction price might go. Okay, so this is DAX. Yeah, so we go to NASDAQ. And NASDAQ, also last time we see this, those are the lines from previous week. We said, okay, breakouts. I don't remember if we discussed about a trade in the bounces in the range, but I don't think so, because this range was close to 36. So we said about breakouts here. Going quickly to weekly chart, still pointing up. It's obvious we have the lines from last week. Retracement can happen where to the 36, to this previous support zone. We have this trend line. So this is our next goal in case of the retracement. Yes, and then in case of the breakout of the trend line, we have support, and we have other supports. But right now price clearly is pointing up. So if we have the long 1 to 3, we look for buys. Okay, and if we have trend line breakout, we look for sells. But keep in mind that you have also support close. So what can happen, maybe we'll have just spike and then price continue to go up. And we will see, for example, spike like this, you see? Yeah, something like this. So keep in mind this, because support is clear here, and we don't have, this is the only support, because we don't have history, because price is making new historical highs. So we go to 4 hour chart, and what we have here, we had the range. Price didn't break it. Yes, you see that we price continued to range. Yeah, so basically the previous whole week you can say, okay, yes, I was waiting for a breakout, but price didn't break, so you don't trade. Or if you have clear situation in range you can trade just buying here, yes, target this resistance, or selling here and target this support level. So this is what you can do, especially on the indices on the lower time frames. But it will be, in this case, a little bit risky, because you also have to pay attention to the 36. So it was not good range to trade. Yes, of course, right now I can say that price was moving, but general here situation was not good anyway to trade. So it was still better to wait for potential breakout here, or of course here, and now we have breakout here. So if we have breakout here, we will look for the short entries to target this trend line together with this support zone. Of course, keep in mind again that all sell entries here are against daily chart. So you trade against main direction, because main direction is still up. Okay, so what we can do, maybe today later during the US Open, you will get 4-hour chart 1 to 3, and this will be your signal to go short. Yeah, 1-hour chart, sorry, 1-hour chart short 1 to 3. So if this happens, you look for short entries. If you want to scalp, go to lower time frames. Whenever price break this trend line, every single 1 to 3 is for you to sell. Okay, so this is what we have on NASDAQ. If price breaks this again and continue to go up, yes, because this also might happen, this will be only false breakout. You will see spike on the daily chart, and then price might go up. It's okay to look for long entries after breakout of the 36. So if you are sure that price is clearly above, you can look for long entries and try to target this resistance. But again, keep in mind that if you start to look for buy entries here, lower your risk, because general you will be back in this range. Yes, so okay, price is going up, but we are again in this range, and in this range price action was unclear. So you don't go with the classic risks also here, because this still might be a little bit risky. Okay, because what can happen, maybe price will go up, maybe start again to range because of the range. So it's not so easy to say right now, but it's still okay to look for buy entries to target this, simply because buy entries are with the main direction. Yeah? So this is what we have right now. Focus to sell. Every breakout of you don't need to wait for the retracement to this or to this. Even if you get that and price will continue to go down, you just start to look for short entries. Okay, so this is what we have on NASDAQ. US 30, we see from last week, small range, a little bit bigger range, and what we said, breakout. And here I think it was possible to trade this range, because you see this range was a little bit bigger than on the NASDAQ, but still I don't like trades like this. I prefer to wait for breakouts, and here we had this breakout. Okay. So what we have right now, if we pay attention to daily chart, to weekly chart, we might get retracement to the 36, to this trend line, definitely. So we have quite nice possible move, but what can happen also here, we are right now on the support. Okay, this is support zone, which we are here. So we had this breakout, which is nice because there is momentum, there is trend line breakout. But what else we might get if price won't continue? Yes, because our approach is that after trendline breakout, we would like to see continuation. Price still might react, and what can happen? Maybe we'll get another move to the resistance. So then we will say, okay, we are in the bigger range, or price will make lower high, and will continue to go down to retest maybe this, and if breakout, we know of course the next level. Yeah, so this is what you might get from the swing trading perspective. Lower time frames, if we go to 4-hour chart, yes, you can say we have this 4-hour chart 1 to 3 here. It's definitely better to trade Renkos with the indices, because 1 to 3s are much easier to spot. But this was your 1 to 3 on the classic chart. This would be around 4,000 points, and your first target wouldn't be hit. Yeah, but you just wait right now. But this was good option to look. If price again retest this and will go down, and you will see that price is not breaking this, and you are in this trade, what you can do, you can, if you like, you can just leave the stop loss and just like that. But if you like to manage this pair, you can cut stop loss by half. Yes. Okay, so you will be also protected, because what can happen, price might range here and maybe will continue to go up, and then you don't want to be stopped out. But this also might be situation that price will continue to go down, so you don't want to trade too fast, too close. to still be in case of the of some spikes. Okay, so this is what you can do. And now about the lower time frame approach. And last thing, if you get breakout of this trend line, you can look for buy entries here. Yes, because this is daily. This might be daily range. So trend line breakout, long 1 to 3 target. This resistance is also okay. Yes, but still, right now it's pointing down for possible breakout and bigger retracement on the weekly chart. Yeah. So this is what we have here. And now intraday trading, what we can do. Definitely, it's better right now to focus on the short entry. So any retracement breakout, short entries. Retracement to the 36 on the 4-hour chart, short entries. Okay, so you look for short entries whenever price breaks your trend line, and you will see that the momentum is pointing down. Remember that if you see 1 to 3 on the 1-hour chart here, yes, like this, and price decide to break this line, you need to be careful. You need to watch this, because you have to manage this trade on the previous lows. Okay, because this is important support. But if you go to lower time frames like 1 minute, 5 minute, you still can reach your targets and profits. Yes, back to this, because we might get still a nice momentum. But keep in mind that this will be, that you have limit here, yes, to this support zone. So definitely short entries. And if, because we don't know how this ends, yes, if price breaks this, then you look every single retracement, you just sell. But if you see that price stacks here, what else you can do, if you see that price is in the range here, or you can draw some trend line, whenever price breaks this, you can look for long entries and target this. Okay, so this is also approach for scalpers and day traders. Okay, so this is another way. If it's too aggressive for you, simply wait for breakout here, or wait for breakout here. You don't need to trade here if you don't like, because, for example, support is too close. Okay, so this is what you have. So right now we have this on the US 30. So we check gold. No, it's silver. And we see that our scenario is happening right now. We said about potential breakout of the trend line, and then possible maybe long entries, but we also said about the resistance, and we see that price rejected this resistance, and it seems that we have this daily short 1 to 3, which can cause continuation of this down move. If yes, we will see that we would like to see price on the previous lows. Okay, so for our chart, we didn't get set up to go long. Yes, we had trendline breakout, and we had 4-hour chart set up to go short. Okay, so this was our option to go short on the classic approach. Entry stop loss around 55-60 points. Target not so nice, 80, but still okay to jump in. Yes, or maybe lower time frames. Lower time frames, we had this 1-hour chart 1 to 3 here. Yes, this was our breakout. Entry would be somewhere around this level. Stop loss would be smaller, around 40 pips, 40 points. You see, so in this case, almost our target would be hit. Maybe yes, maybe not. It depends about the spread, etc. So if you have position running, yes, and you see that price, for example, is close to your target, you can also close the first target manually if you like. Okay, if it's really close, yeah. Why not? So now every retracement for now is to look for short entries. Yes. So any retracement 4-hour chart, you look for sell entries. 1-hour chart, intraday trades. Yes, you look for sell entries. So this is what we have. If price decide to continue to go up, then we will see, because right now for me it's difficult to say about the possible long scenarios. Right now we have this trend line, this angle. So whenever price breaks that, it's good option to buy, but we still have resistance close. So that's why it's difficult to say. The perfect situation will be to see the price here again, maybe some range, and then potential breakouts. Yes, because then our risk reward will be better. Right now, sell. That's why difficult to say about the longs. So we will see. Okay. right now sell. Gold, from the long-term perspective or the higher time frames, I still do not like it because it's still squeezed between this trend line, daily chart. Also, for me, is unclear right now. But we said last time about intraday trades, about the breakout of this resistance, go here, or breakout of this trend line, go short, yes, to target this. So if we pay attention, we have right now 4-hour chart option to go sell. But what I do not like here is that we are still here around the daily support zone. And because this whole price action here is unclear, we might have continuation of this range here. I still don't like it. Yes, I still don't like it. But as an intraday day trade, 4-hour chart option here and lower time frame combinations were okay to try. Okay, I don't know if there was something on the 5-minute. We can just quickly check. 4-hour chart, 5-minute time frame. Let me just on the 5-minute. You see that. It was really funny situation. Renko chart would be better for this because probably it will be filtered out. Entry stop loss around 70 points, target 70. So not so nice. Um, it was not nice here. Yes, I don't like setups where price is breaking our 2 to 3 line. I like to see that we are still close. So if we have 1 to 3, I like to see setup in between 2 to 3 line. Yes, so if this is like 1, 2, 3, set up somewhere here between 2 to 3 line. Okay. So we didn't get so good options here. And I'm still not so happy about the gold. Yes, silver looks better. Gold right now we have this. So basically, if we would like to trade this as an intraday, this is what we have to do. Yes, breakout of the support, breakout of this trend line. Here you look for buy entries, target this resistance. Here you look for breakout and target this trend line. Yes, so you go to low 1-hour chart and simply say, okay, let's wait for breakout here or here. Yes, or really for 1-minute chart, if we get this, yes, and you have enough room to target this, you can still look for short entries. Okay, because the 4-hour chart momentum is pointing down, daily momentum is pointing down, so 1-hour chart also pointing down, so you just look for potential short entries, also a little bigger retracement, short entries also here. Yes, but again, lower the risk because it's unclear, but you can still have opportunities to trade this. Yes, so I will leave the lines. We will see next week what scenario we had. Oil, we discuss about the breakouts and the long entries or short entries. Yes, so we see that breakout happened. Yes, let me just maybe go to 1-hour chart, and this is what we said. You see 1-hour chart, 1 to 3, or long or short entry. So let me delete the unnecessary lines so we will see it better. So we said about the longs because price on the weekly is pointing up. We had this daily trend line. Price broke it and started to range right now. We also said about the short entries for possible continuation to this. Because price broke this trend line, we might get continuation to the resistance. Unfortunately, price stuck in the range. We had opportunity on the 4-hour chart. This was our 4-hour chart, 1 to 3. And you shouldn't be stopped out in this. If you were stopped out, it means that your stop loss was too small, yes, with those spikes, because at least minimum 10 points I would put, yeah, so it will be like this. You don't want to place too close, yes. 10 points on the 1-hour chart, on the 4-hour chart will be okay, yes. It's still not so big, but 10 points is more than enough, I think. So entry would be here. Stop loss should be around, if we measure 10 points here, so your stop loss would be around 20-25 points. So your target wouldn't be hit, your target will be higher, yes, but you wouldn't be stopped out. If you place stop loss too close, you are kicked out with this. Okay, this happens also. So right now what you do, you have this resistance, so you just simply wait for breakout of this resistance and you look for buys. Okay, you look for buys, and if price breaks this support level, you look for sell. Okay, so we have option here. Okay, so it's clearly that, okay, because we still might get down move, yes, to this. Our trend line, was broken here, but started to range. So this might be also, breakout range, and price continue to go down. Yes, so this is what we have. We wait for breakouts. In Bitcoin, behaved funny last week. We see this huge candle on the daily chart. So what we have on the weekly, it start to look like a lower high. Yes, start, because right now we have this candle which closed lower. So this can be lower high, which means if this is weekly lower high, continuation of down move to this or even lower. Yes, maybe we'll get, I don't know, pattern like this. This is also, some people just like to trade this. So we will be exactly when this whole move, this whole big momentum started. Yes, who knows? We will see. Just a tip. Of course, this weekly chart, now daily chart. Yeah, we see this. We said about the breakouts, possible longs. Right now, it changed because we are below the 36 EMA. We are below the support level. Price is pointing down, so we might get down move to this support level. In case of breakouts, this is even next target. Yeah, so we go to 4-hour chart, and right now I would like to see 4-hour chart 1 to 3 and look for possible sell scenarios. So new low, I need to see new lower low and new lower high, and this will be option to go short. Okay, keep in mind that right now momentum is weak because it's still, we are a little bit on the support on the 4-hour chart. You see, if I zoom out, we will see that there is also some support here. Yeah? So if we get 4-hour chart 1 to 3 from this point, this might be the beginning of the range, but you can still trade this. Yes, if this holds, if this resistance holds, you look for short entries. Target this. Okay, and then in case of the breakout, you have next target. Another option to trade here is if you see that price is rejecting support zone, we can go to lower time frame. Yes, we can go to lower time frame, and whenever price starts to break your volatility line, yes, here you look for buy entries and target resistance. Yes, so this is for intraday traders. Yeah, so you can also trade here if you like. I personally would like to see a little bit bigger retracement and then look for the short entries, or simply say, okay, breakout of this, I go to sell. And if we get breakout of this, we can look for buys. Okay, because this also, if price won't continue to go down, this still might be like a daily long 1 to 3, and price might continue to go up to retest the previous tops. So that's why don't be afraid about this weekly. Of course, this scenario might happen, but we don't know in what time perspective it will happen. Okay, price might crash and will go immediately like it did here, or we'll just use the normal price action, maybe start to range, maybe slowly we go down, we never know. But we need to keep in mind what is going on. Yes, so this is what we have. So here breakout, here long entries, aggressively target resistance. After retracement, short entries, yes, short entries to target support zone. Yeah, so this is what we have. Breakout, something like this. Okay, so guys, thanks a lot for watching this. If you have questions, feel free to ask, and talk to you soon. Bye.